Alrighty, so in today's video we are going to be doing a video a lot like last week's video where I'm going to be making predictions, or well, not predictions, but the fights to make after this past weekend's fight night. So here we go. UFC Vegas 45 was pretty good. I liked it. It was the last fight night of the year. 2021 was a good year for the UFC. Lots and lots and lots and lots of great fights. Here are some hopeful fights that are going to actually happen going into the next year. So first off, we start with the lightweight division. We have Jordan Leavitt versus Jamie Mullarkey. Jordan Leavitt got a, not too sure what round, but a submission win. It was a pretty interesting looking submission. It was something that I hadn't, it's like a inverted triangle, something. It was very, very interesting. But I think that he should be fighting Jamie Mullarkey next. These are two up-and-comers. Jamie Mullarkey is now on a 2-fight knockout win streak. So, you know, if Mullarkey versus Leavitt is not the next fight in either one of these guys' career, I can see these two crossing paths somewhere down the line. Charles Jourdain versus Cub Swanson is fight number 2. Charles Jourdain, he's Canadian, woohoo, and he got a win, a really, really great win. It was a unanimous decision. He just beat the brakes off his opponent. Cannot remember what his name is, but Charles called out Cub Swanson. He wants Cub. Cub also getting the win, getting the jump on Darren Elkins, beat the brakes off him. But yeah, Charles Jourdain versus Cub Swanson, fight to make, in my opinion. Fight number 3, we have Gerald Meerschaert versus the loser of Alex Pereira versus Bruno Silva. Gerald Meerschaert, underrated fighter. He's on a 3-fight win streak. And Alex Pereira versus Bruno Silva just got announced today. And Alex Pereira versus Bruno Silva, the winner of that fight is probably going to get a top 15 guy, and the loser of that fight, I think Gerald Meerschaert should fight, and whoever wins that fight, the Meerschaert versus the loser of Pereira versus Silva, whoever wins that fight then gets a top 15 guy. It's musical chairs, this matchmaking stuff. Fight number 4 is Diego Ferreira versus Drew Dober. Diego looked good in that fight up until the weird rib strike thing. Diego is riding a 3-fight win streak, 3-fight losing streak, sorry, and Drew is riding a 2-fight losing streak. And apparently I think these guys were supposed to fight in the past, so that's the fight to make, in my opinion. Mateusz Gamrot versus Rafael Fiziev, or Mateusz Gamrot versus Gregor Gillespie. Both of these fights make a lot of sense. You got there'll be amazing striking / grappling with Mateusz versus Rafael. Mateusz wins that, in my opinion. Or you want some amazing grappling, Mateusz Gamrot versus Gregor Gillespie. Both of those fights could happen, and Gregor, you're getting old and you need to start fighting. So, I don't even like Gregor Gillespie, but anyways, yeah, Mateusz Gamrot versus Rafael Fiziev, or Mateusz Gamrot versus Gregor Gillespie. Both those fights make sense in my opinion. Yes, this one we'd love to see. I would love to see. I think everybody wants to see this. Ricky Simon versus Sean O'Malley, or Ricky Simon versus the loser of Song Yadong versus Marlon Moraes. Ricky Simon, he called out Sean at the end of his fight. So yeah, apparently that fight they were trying to get, going in the past, and it didn't happen, but here we are now. Both these guys are riding win streaks. I think Ricky is riding a 4-fight win streak and Sean is riding a 3-fight win streak, so that makes sense to me. Or they could just be like loser of Yadong versus Moraes, but honestly I think Ricky Simon versus Sean O'Malley makes a lot more sense to me. That's main card material right there. So for fight number 7, we have a few possible matchups, and all of them I could actually completely see happening. Completely see happening. So Bilal Muhammad versus Jorge Masvidal, or Bilal Muhammad versus Khamzat Chimaev, or last but not least, Bilal Muhammad versus Sean Brady. Bilal Muhammad is ranked number 5, and he is close to every single one of those guys pretty much, and Khamzat Chimaev is like hype train material. Honestly, I really want to see Bilal Muhammad versus Khamzat Chimaev. I think Khamzat he'd make things very interesting. I think that'd be a fight that actually get into the second round, maybe. Yeah, man, who knows, but the reality is Bilal Muhammad versus Jorge Masvidal is, I don't know. I could see one of these three combinations happening way more than, say, like Bilal versus Leon, or Bilal versus Gilbert, or something like that. I could see one of these three combinations happening a lot more. Fight number 8, or combinations number 8, I should say. Stephen Thompson versus Michael Chiesa, or Stephen Thompson versus the winner of Muslim Salikov versus Michel Pereira. Stephen Thompson and Michael Chiesa are both on 2-fight losing streaks, so yeah, that makes a lot of sense in my opinion. And Muslim Salikov versus Michel Pereira. Both these guys are on win streaks at the moment, so I think Stephen Thompson, I hate saying this, but he's just in the gatekeeper stage of his life. So either one of those makes sense for Stephen Thompson, in my opinion. Chris Daukaus versus Tai Tuivasa is 100% the fight to make for both of those guys. 100%. Tai could probably win. Who knows? I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again. I said last week that Tai Tuivasa needs to fight the loser of Lewis versus Daukaus, and here we are. Chris Daukaus versus Tai Tuivasa. Said before, that's main card material right there. So fight number 10. For fight number 10, this fight, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Derek Lewis versus Stipe Miocic. Completely the fight to make. Derek Lewis called him out in one of the pre-fight interviews, like the fight week interviews. Yeah, Derek Lewis, Stipe Miocic, maybe for the interim belt. Who knows? That's a number one contenders match right there. Winner of that, 1,000% getting a title shot. So yeah, winner of that fight fights for the belt. Loser of that fight fights for the heavyweight. Fights the loser of UFC 270. So whoever that is, Gane or Ngannou, whoever loses that fight faces the loser of Lewis versus Miocic. Anyways, let me know if you agree, disagree with me. What was your favorite fight of 2021? I have enjoyed thoroughly this year and making content about UFC this year. So that's something to be very thankful of. Anyways, thank you guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video, if I haven't already said that. And thank you, and thank you. Bye for now.